Alright, today we're going to talk about area of composite figures. Okay, this is 7th grade, Chapter 8, Lesson 5. Okay, composite figures are figures that have been combined to make a new figure. Okay, sometimes we must break these figures down in order to find the area of individual shapes. Okay, you'll see in the examples, okay, there's an option where you can break these into individual shapes. That way it's easier, okay, to calculate the area. And again, we'll use our reference materials to help us solve. If you don't have any, I've listed them for you. Okay, these are all the area or the formulas for area you have on your reference materials this year. Okay, so we'll go ahead and go through those. All right, you've got your triangle first. Okay, the area of a triangle can be calculated with base times height divided by 2. Okay, our next one is rectangles, parallelograms. Okay, this also includes squares. Okay, area equals base times height. Alright, okay, and the other two are trapezoid. Okay, area equals 1/2 times base 1 plus base 2 multiplied by height. Okay, and our circle we learned from last lesson is area equals pi r squared. Okay, and remember that B equals base, H equals height, and I have left out R equals radius. Okay? Alright, in these two examples, if you have more than the hundredths place, if you get into the thousandths or 10,000ths, make sure you round to the nearest hundredths at the end of the problem. Okay, so example A. Alright, the first thing I like to do is to break down or recognize what shapes I have in this composite figure. Okay, so here we've got a circle or half a circle. Okay, so I've got circle. I know I'll have to use the area or the formula for circle. Okay, and I've also got a what? Okay, a square. Okay, I'll know I have to use the formula for a circle and a formula for square. Okay, those are area equals pi r squared and area equals base times height. Okay? Alright, I want you to recognize though that this circle, okay, does not go all the way through. If you imagine that circle kind of looks something like that where it ends behind, okay, or on top of this square. Okay, so that's only half of that circle, and we'll get to that after we find out the area. Okay, but first we're going to calculate. So use that formula. Area equals pi r squared. Okay, very similar to the first lesson we had. Okay, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. All right, pi r squared. Okay, again, let's replace things that we know in our formula. So area, we're calculating that. Okay, pi, remember from last lesson we're going to use 3.14 in place of pi. Okay, our radius. Okay, so from this point to this point would be our what? Diameter. Right, so we want to go halfway to find our radius. Okay, the distance from here to here we have written down as 4. Okay, so from halfway point from the outside to the center of the circle would be half of that diameter, which would be 2, okay, squared. Alright, remember that squared represents that number multiplied by itself. Okay, equals 4. So let's simplify that problem as 3.14 times 4. Okay, when we multiply that, we get area equals 12.56. Okay, that's the full area of the circle though. Okay, in this image, our circle is only halfway through. Right, half of the circle. It's a semicircle. Alright, so now we've got to calculate half of that circle. So 12.56 divided by 2. Gives us 6.2. Okay, 6.28 is half of that circle. All right, let's move on to the square. Okay, so we've used this circle. Okay, now we're calculating the area of this square here. Okay, going back to our formula, area equals base times height. Okay, the base of this figure, okay, should be the same as the top of this figure. So area equals base times height. We do not know the area. Our base should be the same as the top, which is 4, and the height should be the same on both sides since it's a square of 4. So 4 times 4 gets us 16. Okay, in order to find the composite area of this figure, or the composite figure, we need to add these totals together. So we got 16 plus 6.28. We get a total area of 22.28. Okay, 22.28 is our total for this composite figure. Okay, all right, that's example A. Example B. Okay, we've still got a composite figure. We've combined two figures here. Okay, let's recognize those figures. We've got a triangle, okay, to the left here, okay, and we've got a rectangle as the rest of the shape. Okay, let's find the formulas for area for those two shapes. So triangle, area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, and our rectangle is area equals base times height. Okay, so we've got the base, okay, and the height is this dashed line here. Okay, so in order to find the measurement of the line from the base to the top, okay, the full dashed line is 10, okay, and the side of this rectangle is 6. Okay, so how can we figure out the difference between that line 10 and this side 6 in order to find just the distance from here to here? Okay, we can do that by finding the difference. So from 10, 6. 10 minus 6 would get us 4. So the height of this triangle we've got is 4. Okay, the base now. We've got a base here. The base of the triangle, okay, we look at the rectangle, we've got 3, 6 on both sides. We should get the same measure on here that we do from here. The sides should be the exact same length. Okay, so our base length is 3. 2 stays the same. Alright, so multiply first, then divide. 3 times 4 gets us 12. We divide that by 2, and the area of our triangle is 6. Okay, now finding the rectangle. Now we're going to ignore the triangle. We're done with that. We found the area. Okay, move on to the rectangle. Alright, the rectangle is just this area. Just this area. Okay, so base times height for a rectangle. Our base is just from here to here is 6. Okay, so area, our base is 6. The height, so from top to bottom, we get 3. Okay, 6 times 3, our area gets us 18. And because it's a composite figure, we're going to add these two together. So 18 plus 6 gets us 24. Very good. Alright, I'll give you the opportunity to pause it and look at it. These are the two examples on your notes. If you have any questions, let me know.